This is the tutorial 1 of chapter 3. I will mainly focus on the constraint, how quickly you can get the approximated size first, then by adding the more geometrical constraint, you can get the sketch is fully constrained and you can make a model out of it. So that will be the main focus of this demonstration. So I will start with a new model, and I will name as CHO3 TUTO1. Alright, based on the books, Y direction as extrusion direction, that means we're gonna use XG as our sketch plane. So sketch on XG plane. Alright, I'm gonna try to use left lower corner as a sketch origin, and I'm gonna use a profile. So when you started it, unlike we did in the chapter 2, from now on I want to use the mouse instead of in keyboard typing method, but aware that because of those coordinates, you try to get the approximate size as much as possible. Don't make it too small, don't make it too big. Just focus on the close enough size with the mouse point, because everything has to be by the mouse click. It will be likely lots of auto dimensions. Many dimensions is not going to be confirmed. That's why later we are going to add more geometrical constraint. So starting from the sketch origin, according to the book, I need about 80 millimeter. That's about close enough. Then I'm going up about 10, about 20. So I'm gonna just finish it up the size. There you go. So you finish the profile. So as you can see, because I did mouse click around, everything in the NX is treated as unconfirmed. So that's why you're seeing all dimensions showing up as auto dimensions, because it's not been confirmed. But as you can see, many dimensions are going to be equal size. So actually that's one of a good the geometrical constraint. You can start adding it. Obviously some of constraint automatically added it. Here is a horizontal constraint, here's a vertical constraint, and so on and so on. So to add the more geometrical constraint in the sketches, you are going to add a geometrical constraint, or if you are in sketch environment, just by simply typing C, then you will be able to activate the geometrical constraint, the command. Then as you can see, there are plenty of the constraint you can using it. And also be careful with this automatic selection. If you are about to pick up two objects, automatic selection is really handy. As soon as you pick up one, then right away it will give you a chance to pick up second one, and so on. So we'll talk about this in the lecture more. So now I'm going to use equal length constraint. So saying I'm going to make this and this equal, this equal, and so on and so on. So try to find the equal size supposed to be. Then you can actually start seeing many dimensions will be started disappearing, because we are adding some geometrical relationship or constraint in these cases. So example, obviously I want to make this one. You can see the second one is waiting for you. Make this one to equal. Did you notice that the one dimension is gone because there we just added a geometrical constraint equal length. So same way I can keep going. So I'm gonna have this one equal to this one. You can seeing that, right? The dimensions start disappearing. This one equal to this one. Then obviously this one will be equal to this one. That's about it, right? And we can have this one equal to this one, obviously. And then then here we don't actually, it is already done though. I can add more the robust constraint saying that this one and this one will be lined up. We call it collinear. So I'm gonna have a collinear with this guy and this guy. So they are lined up. You can see, right? They're like showing up. They are lined up. Same way this one, this one. Obviously, this one and this one need to be collinear. This one to this one. This one to this one. And now, by adding this constraint, you can see a very, very minimum number of dimension is needed. So now, after that I added up constraint, I'm going to start adding the dimension I really need to confirm to get this size. So according to the book, I need this dimensions, this dimension, this dimension, this dimension. Then you will start seeing that because we made this geometrical constraint before, automatically other dimensions gonna be matched with the dimension I'm putting in too. So such as 80, I'm gonna put here. I can measure between or measure length of a single. So in this case, let me just do length and click, saying confirm, yes, I need 80, enter, and done. So I can continue going, more dimension, D. Then according to the book, I need to measure this guy from there to there. In this time, I'm gonna do distance, click here and click here. Then it's giving me the chance to add the dimensions. Right now it shows as 10. That's why this is 10 or 11. That's why it is going to be 11 also too. So now I need to make a both as a 10. So if I say 10, then you can see it right away. It works it out. So now I can keep going. So this one to this, according to the book, must be 10 also. If you want, you can kind of line up just like that also too. That kind of makes sense. 10, enter. Then another one I'm looking for is 30, between there to there, right? So here to there. So then I can give you 30. Enter. So, but the overall size working out still is looking for 16. Looks like I didn't give it. I thought I gave the same size. Well, we'll figure it out. So then let me give more geometry. So I'm gonna have a rectangle just closing up to the size I'm looking for. There we go. Because again, doing click, automatically the auto dimensions being added. Now I can start putting more dimension into it. So as example, the distance of this, right? So dimensions, length of this, supposed to be 30, enter, and distance from there to there supposed to be 10. There we go. Then what else? So I have also here to here, according to the book, need to be 15. Then the height need to be 20. Enter. So now, so you're gonna see this kind of case a lot. So according to the book, I put all dimension the book has it. I don't want to put more than what the book has it. Okay, remember that. So this one is in the book, this one is in the book, this one in the book. So that's kind of good practice. How much more auto dimension, how much dimension is added. So as you can see, oh, that's why we didn't put the dimension, equal dimension between these two yet. But think about it. I already have dimensions for this. If I'm putting these two together, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out. So let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna have a constraint, equal length between these two. There you go. Did you see that? Right away, one of this is gone. Now what do you have it? So you're gonna see this kind of case. You put the all information as much as possible, but still there is, as you can see at the bottom, there is one auto dimension still need to be confirmed. I mean, this is still the NX is recognized unknown. So if you need to figure it out, why this is still auto dimension or other dimension is still is needed more information. There's a good way to do it is just like this. I didn't activate either constraint or dimension yet. If I'm grabbing a geometry, in this case, I can try this one. I grab a geometry, a line, click, don't let go. Then you can start moving your mouse, then see what happened. There you go. Can you see that, right? This is not fixed yet. That's why this dimension is not fixed yet. So we said this is equal, but we haven't added any information can fix this the thickness here. That's why this is also responding to the changes. So even though book didn't say it, I am going to just add one more dimension here so that I can fix this problem. So I have dimensions for this to this. And according to book, it must be 10. I know book didn't say it, but that is only the reasonable dimensions. So now, as you can see at the bottom, sketch is fully constrained. So with the additional geometrical constraint you added it, or the all dimensions you have it, you got the whole sketch is fully constrained. So you can finish, sketch is done, then you can extrude the sketch. According to the book, I don't know how much it will be. I think if we put about 30, it should work. Then say okay. Then we got the 30 inches of extrusion is done. So that's just what it is in the tutorial one. So the key point is when you do sketch, try to get to the shape or profile as quick as possible with the mouse point, but be careful with the size. If you're making the way too big or way too small, as you later add the dimension, it can really distort the whole shape. So try to be careful, but by using the mouse click, it can be done fairly quickly. Then start adding the constraint. Think about it, which one need to be equal, which one need to be the coincidence or collinears. There are a lot of handy geometrical constraints available in the NX. Then after that, you can start adding or confirm the dimensions. Then you will be able to make your sketch as a fully constrained. So this is a key of the chapter 3 and chapter 4.